What's up, guys? Welcome to the JustJuice Podcast. And today, on this very special episode, I will be your host. So, we have a very interesting guest here who can actually introduce himself. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. My name is KaranDJ Chima. I've been on this podcast a few times now. I think it was episode 1 and episode 3. And also, I think it was episode 5, wasn't it?
Was it?
Episode 5.
Maybe
about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So you're kind of like a original OG of JustJuice Podcast.
I know, yeah. And obviously you've seen both sides to me, the serious side, the funny side, but we're going to be serious now because I have to be professional.
Right. So today we're actually talking about Randeep's amazing business that he started. So we're going to go straight into the questions because it's incredibly important. I think this is going to be a very informational episode. So I hope you guys enjoy. So first off, we're going to start off talking about your business. So what is your business and can you tell us about it?
Sure. So I started this business based on polycystic ovary syndrome. So it's a syndrome that girls are naturally born with. It can be genetic, but you can also get it if you like later on in life through puberty.
Yeah.
So it's basically women that have, struggles with getting their periods regularly, like regular menstruation and things like that. They find it hard, and on top of that, there's many more problems that happen through that. So if that makes sense, I'm trying not to bring all the science in and stuff just yet, just to confuse you.
You can bring the science in if you want. It's all good.
Yeah. So it's just basically you have an unusual amount of testosterone, like a lot of an amount of testosterone, and girls struggle because they get a lot of facial hair growth. They put on weight easily. They got keep an eye on what they eat a lot, consume food and drink and all that things, because it can worsen your PCOS as well. You can get your PCOS. You can get your period back naturally. Okay, so
is that a symptom of it not having a period?
Yeah. But there's obviously you can still be diagnosed with PCOS and get your period, but like obviously it's not, your egg quality is not as strong as the average woman, so you'll still have struggles getting pregnant, if that makes sense.
Right.
That's as basic as I can go.
Okay.
So just so I don't overdo it.
All right. All right. So obviously, PCOS is a very female-based issue. Like, I'm very interested. What inspired you to start this business?
Okay, so the past couple of years, I've had a background in e-commerce anyway. So I've got experience in branding and things like that.
Yeah.
And then from looking at loved ones, I've got a sister, I've got a few family members that have this syndrome, and I didn't really think too deep into it. Like sibling kind of love, where you give hate to, just even though you love them anyway.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times now that I think back to it and learning a lot about PCOS, I realized a lot of the stuff I was making fun of my sister for was because of PCOS, and I might feel bad now. But I still love her. Don't get me wrong. But now I understand her a lot more. And obviously, I did see that there's not enough resources or things out there to help these girls, because they can be diagnosed with PCOS through a number of tests. Because they're quite confused. They don't know why things are happening to them, and they can constantly go to the doctors, and a lot of doctors don't help them.
I feel like there's not a lot of information really about the female anatomy.
There isn't, no. And there's more information coming gradually on social media and stuff, but you can feel very overwhelmed in general, and you can just like see one bit of information from an influencer, and then go online and Google it, and then Google says another thing, and they're like, I don't know where I start, I don't know what I should do. I want to target this certain problem, but I don't know where to start. This information here, I can try it, but it's not working for me. So how do I tackle this? And a lot of them go from being happy people to being diagnosed with PCOS, going into depression, being stressed out constantly, being insecure about themselves. There's a number of things, that you look beyond in the future, and you think, people that want to start families, have kids, things like that. And it's just like, this syndrome is holding them back.
Right.
And it just messes them up mentally. So obviously I started this, and I want to help and support as many women as I can, because this syndrome is actually quite common.
Yeah.
I think it's about 70% of women like in general all over the world.
Yeah, I
that
know a
actually
lot of
are,
people
yeah.
that have PCOS. I don't know like specifically what made them kind of check or what exactly the symptoms are, but they know they have it. And the symptoms vary, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of symptoms do people get?
So there's 4 types of PCOS. That's the things that the doctors don't tell you. And, you know, the one most common misconception is that, you know, if you put on weight excessively and you struggle with, you know, a regular period, you know, you've just been diagnosed with PCOS in general. But a lot of girls that don't have one certain type, the most common type, they can have the other types, but don't put on weight easily because that's not a symptom, but they can have everything else. So, you know, the doctors can easily pass it by and say, no, you don't have PCOS, but they do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit...
Yeah, quite varied, bit hard.
Crazy.
I know a lot of people who found it really hard to specifically pinpoint what it is about their body or PCOS or endometriosis as well. I feel like sometimes those things get quite misconstrued, but you have some products and services that can help the lovely women who are suffering from PCOS. Would you like to talk about them?
Yeah, of course. So I've got this, I bought one with me from my stock. So I don't know if the camera can see it. So there's a little packaging, cute packaging. Let's talk about the logo first. So let's talk about the logo first. So basically, I could have just, I know this name seems a bit harsh, PCOS Killer, but it's a very aggressive syndrome. So I wanted to go for something that, you know,
was aggressive back.
You just want to take it. Come on, bring it on. You know what I mean? But I mean, the imagery on the logo is kind of balances it out. Yes, it's an aggressive name, PCOS Killer. However, like with the imagery of the logo in itself, of showing a woman, you know, breaking free, a bit of doves, you know, showing freedom, little chains, break the chains, you know, so it's kind of, you know, satisfying in a way. So enough about the logo, but that's my brand, PCOS Killer. So you open the packaging here. So if you place an order, what you get is a powdered food supplement, right? So I've listed all of the things that this can help with. So this powder in general has 16 natural superfood ingredients.
Yeah, can you name a few?
Yeah, so there's strawberry, blackberry, so a lot of the berries, blueberries, and those contain a lot of antioxidants.
Yeah.
So they can naturally, you know, help you balance your blood sugar levels and things like that. So you got banana, cacao powder, oat fiber, cinnamon, almond, broccoli, spinach, avocado.
Jeez, you're getting more than your 5 a day in there.
Flaxseed, chia seed, ginger, and stevia. Stevia, right, is a natural plant-based sugar.
Yeah.
So it's a natural sweetener. And a lot of these products out there that say, you know, there's healthy sugars like coconut sugar, you know, fructose, for example, agave, I think it's agave.
Agave, yeah.
Agave, yeah. So
yeah, that's also what tequila is made out of as well.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But, however, these things are actually quite bad for you. They're not really... Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Stevia, for example, it doesn't raise your blood sugar level. And that's a big thing with girls with PCOS.
Right.
You're trying to balance your blood sugar levels because they get over the top and they're quite sensitive to things like that.
Right.
So, for example, coconut sugar for the average person is a lot better than, you know, caster sugar, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So stevia, in that sense, I've just added a bit of sweetness in it because everyone likes a bit of sweetness and stuff in it.
Yeah.
And this is actually 10 times sweeter than caster sugar.
Okay.
So,
but it doesn't spike your.
It doesn't spike. Yeah, it doesn't
spike your blood pressure, your sugar pressure, blood sugar. Yeah.
Yeah. So it keeps your blood sugar levels in balance as well. So
Love
that's a good
that.
thing. So, you know, this is all natural.
Yeah.
And obviously, natural remedies, in my opinion, are a lot better than, you know, all these medicines and capsules and things like that. Because, you know, that it's just, you know, it's
what the earth has given to us, we consume, heals us. I'm definitely down for that. So I actually started taking your supplement. We just had this conversation outside. I don't know if I have PCOS, which is probably good that I'm actually on this podcast now asking you these questions. But I started taking your supplement and I take it with my moringa powder, which is also a really good supplement. It helps with like digestion, helps with hair, skin, bone density. It's really good with your digestion. It's just a really good supplement. But I take moringa powder and it tastes like arse. Like it tastes like earth. Like it's green, yeah? So it tastes like earth. Not very nice. When I mix that with it, it sweetened the whole thing up. But also when I started taking them together, like I already felt a mood boost from the moringa, but pairing it with that was something that I think just allowed me to kind of, I felt more regulated as I was taking it, which I think is good because I know in your brand you promote that it's not just a supplement that's going to fix the symptoms for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's that alongside like a healthy lifestyle, and all of those things are like really, really important. So how has your approach to kind of launching this brand and your business been different to other businesses that you've seen?
So a lot of other businesses, they provide supplements that cater to certain types of PCOS. So I'll just name the 4 types of PCOS. You got insulin resistant PCOS, you got adrenal PCOS, you got inflammatory PCOS, and you got post pill PCOS. So post pill PCOS is temporary, but the other 3 you have for a lifetime until your last breath. So post pill PCOS is a lot of girls that they never really had the symptoms or anything like that, but they tend to go on the pill at a young age. It just that's how it is. And then after the pill messes them up. If the longer you are on the pill, like if it years and years and years on top, your body doesn't really, sometimes your body doesn't really accept it, and you can actually get PCOS symptoms and actually get that condition from that. Yeah, from that. So
bear in mind, doctors, when girls have like bad acne, doctors will be like, yeah, go on hormonal birth control from like young ages.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's actually when you start off through puberty, right? So I don't know, when girls really start off with their first period around 12 years old, right? 10 to 12?
Yeah, between 11 to 13 is usually.
Yeah, so basically that's the kind of guideline that girls take, right? And then there's some girls at that age where the parents get worried and they think, damn, they've hit puberty and they haven't had their period yet, or they've had one period and then it's like, 5 months down and they still haven't had the second one yet. So, they take them to the doctor, doctors do tests, and then, majority of them get diagnosed with PCOS and they get told to take the pill. And then when they're ready to have kids and start a family, come back to us and we'll do fertility treatment. That's how the doctors do it.
Really?
Yeah. And the thing about that is the pill, yes, it does help you manage some of your symptoms, but as soon as you get off it, you get it 10 times worse. Yeah. It's almost like you stuff your room with a bunch of stuff just to tidy up the room quickly. So you don't stuff your room, you stuff like a closet or something, for example, with a bunch of mess, just so you can, when you got guests over, right, and you're like, damn, they're coming in 5 minutes, this room's a mess. You just find a room, chuck all the crap in there, and you just like, try and jam the door shut, right? Jam the door shut, and you're like, okay, cool. As long as they don't open that door, this room is tidy now. So that's what the pill does. So it kind of like chucks all the symptoms and everything in a closet, like with force in a closet, and you got to slam the door shut, and you're cool. You're cool whether you're on the pill. You don't get this the symptoms like facial hair acne and growth. You don't lose hair on your head. You don't get acne. You get your period. It's like a fake period, like a fake bleed, really.
Yeah.
So you think everything's cool, but then you're at an age where you want to start a family. You get with a partner and then you want to start having kids now, and you get off the pill, and it just,
your body's never known how to regulate itself.
You open the door to the closet, and the thing, it's just like a tsunami of everything you stuffed in the closet, and it just drowns you. Like, just literally comes back with a force. It's mad. It comes back with a force, like 10 times harder than what it was before you went on the pill. And then you go to the doctors and they say, right, so insulin resistant PCOS, I'm just trying to like stay on topic here. So that is the most common type of PCOS, right? I'd say about 70% of women that have PCOS have insulin resistant PCOS, okay? And that one of the common symptoms of that PCOS type is weight gain, excessive weight gain. So you can put on weight gain rapidly, proper. And so you're ready to start a family, right? You go back to the doctor, you go off the pill, and you're like, you put on so much weight within a space of a couple of weeks or months. And then you go to the doctor, right? And, the bigger you are, the more dangerous it is to, get pregnant, right? The doctors tell you, you need to lose weight first before you come back. So they go back to the doctor, right? And they say, okay, you told me 10 years ago, for example, when I'm ready to, have a baby, come back for fertility treatment. But they go back now when they're overweight. And the doctors tell them, go back and lose weight. And then when you lose weight, come back again for fertility treatment. However, with insulin-resistant PCOS, right, it's not as simple as eating less and moving more. For an average person that doesn't have this condition, right, that's what they can do, and they lose weight straight away. But if girls with insulin resistant PCOS do that, they tend to put on more weight. They struggle. You can't eat less and move more. It's impossible. Yeah. So what you need to do, the first thing you need to do. Okay, so you might not even have insulin resistant PCOS, for example. You could have any other 4 types. And the reason why I'm saying the information is overwhelming, because yes, insulin resistant PCOS is the most common type of PCOS, which is why on social media and everywhere there's information flooded with, things to help you with insulin resistant PCOS. But you can have adrenal PCOS. So you can still be lost. You can still be.
What's the difference between insulin resistant and adrenal?
So insulin resistant PCOS is you have an excess amount of insulin, simple as that. And adrenal PCOS is more stress based.
Oh, okay.
And, because your stress hormones, and it's linked to thyroid as well. So you're basically, you're just stuffed with high androgen levels like testosterone, DHEA, all those things.
That's actually making so much more sense to me now. As I look back from the years of all of the struggles that I've known of people having just loads of odd, really weird symptoms. And the problem is, with women, we get body shamed a lot.
Yeah.
So for years, if we've not known that we've actually had a condition that actually causes us to have excessive weight gain, that we actually can't shift, the media doesn't really help with that, because they're not really taking into consideration that there's actually health issues that are causing girls to gain weight, and that's actually acceptable, and they need to kind of adjust to it. So what are some of the misconceptions about PCOS?
So one misconception is the one I mentioned, weight gain.
Yeah.
So, if you're not overweight, for example, but you have the same symptoms as a standard girl with PCOS would have, you don't have weight gain, but you have all the other symptoms. Just because you don't have the weight gain, a lot of the doctors tend to say, you probably don't have PCOS, because the most common type is insulin resistant, right? So they follow that. And, you can have every single thing under the sun when it comes to PCOS, but weight gain. And it's
that's literally what I was saying to you outside, right? So I get really bad ovulation pain, and I get really bad periods. I could pass out from the pain. I sometimes throw up from the pain. Actually, this last time I was ovulating, I can feel which side because it hurts, which is so weird. The only way I can describe that feeling is if you're dragging your fingers across a chalkboard. That's the feeling I get in my ovary, which is weird. I actually threw up the last time I was ovulating because I was just in so much pain. And then on periods, I end up getting really, really bad periods. And loads of people have asked me, why don't you go get tested for PCOS? And I'm like, I don't have any other symptom. I don't have excessive weight gain. I don't have incredible facial hair. I don't have a lot of acne.
You don't lose a lot of hair on your head as well.
I hope not. I got thick hair.
Rosemary oil. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But so that's one misconception. Another one is exercising, right? Okay, so let me explain. So exercising, what they say is, a lot of people tend to say, influencers, on social media that talk about PCOS say, you need to go light, as in, slow cardio. Slow cardio is very good. I'm not going to, let me repeat myself. Correct myself. So high intensity workouts are told that it's very bad, very bad for you if you have PCOS. You need to be the intensity of your workout needs to be low. The thing is
that to just avoid that stress trigger?
I think it's a lot deeper than that, to be honest. I think it's because the fact what I said to you about weight gain, right? It's saying that you can eat less and move more.
Yeah.
And when you're really overweight, high intensity workouts tend to help you a lot, because the bigger you are, the quicker you'll lose weight, right? So I think it's taken from that, where they say if you're very big, go ham, go crazy with your workouts, high intensity, and you'll lose weight. I think it stems from there. Yeah. Sort of thing. But any exercise is better than no exercise, right? That's what it actually is. It's as simple as that. So you can do high intensity workouts, and you can do, low intensity workouts. Any exercise is better than no exercise. But if you have adrenal PCOS, for example, there is one thing. If you do high intensity workouts, it can affect your stress hormones. And that PCOS type is based on stress in general.
Yeah.
So, it is confusing, and girls get very overwhelmed because, like I said, they could have inflammatory PCOS or adrenal PCOS or insulin resistant PCOS. Let's just say they got adrenal PCOS, right? And then people say high intensity workout, but that's not good for them.
It's making it worse.
It could be good for another type of PCOS.
Yeah.
It just means it's necessarily good for me. They can make me worse. You know what I mean? So that's a misconception as well. Exercise and weight gain, I'd say those two main things.
And is there a way to distinguish between insulin and adrenal? How can people diagnose that?
Yeah, you have to go through like crazy tests. And the thing is, like, you can get an X-ray scan and see your ovaries and things like that for, you know, PCOS and adrenal. That's how they usually do it, right? So they see your egg quality and they see, you know, if you've got cysts on your eggs, you know, your ovaries and things like that. Like I said, so girls with PCOS, some don't get their period and some do, right? So, you know, it's a lot of doctors, if they don't see any cysts in your ovaries, they can pass it as not being PCOS, but you can still have PCOS, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different tests, like blood tests, they can help, you know, with certain types of PCOS, but then they can cancel out other types of PCOS as well. Mm-hmm. So you can have PCOS and through your blood test, they'll be like, right, you don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have that. So you don't have PCOS. And like I said, they base it on the most common type, right? So blood tests are most common in terms of seeing if you have insulin resistance PCOS, but they just put PCOS in one bracket.
Yeah, because I didn't even know that there were 4 different types of PCOS until you told me today.
I didn't know until I did research.
You're doing better than most.
Yeah. So it's crazy, like urine tests, blood tests, you know, X-ray scans, things like that. But then there's some like madder tests, but they're like, a lot of doctors refuse to do those tests because the thing is, these tests, right, let's pass the basic tests, urine, blood, and, you know, X-ray scans and things like that. The other tests tend to be done by doctors if you are terminally ill, for example. Like if it's actually,
right, like last case results.
Yeah, if it's like more of a concern sort of thing.
Yeah.
But if they because they put PCOS in one bracket and they, you know, the common type, insulin resistant, they can just, through blood tests or anything, they can just say you don't have PCOS when you actually do. But then you have to go and do more tests, and you have to go back online and research and say, I've done this and they've passed me from PCOS, you know, the diagnosis, but I have all the symptoms. What do I have? You know, and then they'll just stress themselves out typing in on Google, what test do I need to do? What further test do I need to do to find out I've got PCOS? You know, and half the time they don't even know what tests. I've done research and I don't know half the tests that you need to take. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
That's wild. That's actually just blowing my brain.
It is crazy. It is crazy when you think about it because, you know, they're just stuck in the mud at the end of the day. They want to start a family, you know, they're ready to settle. Just because they don't have insulin resistant PCOS, they struggle to get pregnant. And, you know, they're going for fertility treatment, things like that. And it's just, you know, they just can't live a normal life like women tend to do.
Yeah.
You know, they just can't be the average woman. Imagine, do you know what I mean? So it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. How long has your product been on the market then?
So I launched it in April. So the thing is, obviously I needed to build the brand at first. So I'm trying to get it more out there, which is why obviously I'm on the podcast as well. I want to help girls, you know, not feel overwhelmed, you know, give them more information. Like with this product as well, in the pack, like in the box, yes, you get this. It's 30 days worth of servings. You know, a daily serving, 1 teaspoon a day in the liquid of your choice. But obviously I recommend plant-based milk if you were going to use it.
Why is that? Because
with dairy, right, so in cow's milk, for example, there's this A1 protein in there that causes inflammation.
Okay,
so inflammatory PCOS, for example, if you had that, it's mad. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Causes inflammation in the body. Imagine you got inflammation in your body and it worsens your inflammation. And then, actually,
what do you do when you love cheese? Me.
You can eat stuff in moderation.
Yeah.
I'd say that. You know, you got talking about lifestyle. You know, we did earlier, right? Mentioned lifestyle. You got to adapt a PCOS friendly lifestyle, right? And I mentioned before, 3 types out of the 4 types of PCOS you're gonna have until your last breath. So you need to like adapt, change your lifestyle, live a PCOS friendly lifestyle, and you can go by the 80-20 rule. You know, out of the week, 80% focus on PCOS and then 20% enjoy have the things you love, do the things you like doing. You know what I mean? Just so you don't destroy yourself.
So what sort of foods are PCOS friendly?
So things I mentioned on here as well.
Yeah.
So if you wake up in the morning, and one of the things you can do to lower your androgen levels, because girls with PCOS tend to have high testosterone. You can have adrenal PCOS and have low testosterone as well, by the way. That's the one thing I want to mention. Doctors pass it as being PCOS because you have low testosterone.
Okay.
But you can still have PCOS with low testosterone. It's mad, trust me. It's
Jeez.
like, I'm trying not to confuse everyone.
No, I mean, but we all need to know this information because we need to know what to look out for.
Yeah, so in the morning, you need to try and eliminate carbs.
Okay.
You have to have a high protein diet.
Right.
Because protein keeps you full for long and you don't crave sugar snacks and things like that. So, you avoid that thing. And then obviously replacing sugar, because sugar is very bad for you, right? Your blood sugar level's high, and then anything, because you're sensitive to certain foods compared to the average person, you don't want to spike your blood sugar levels, right? So you need to find options. You need to find more options and, replacements for those. Like if you like snacking on dairy milk chocolate and a packet of crisps or something like that, I don't know, that will, worsen your PCOS. How about change it to Greek yogurt with a bit of sweet,
like honey or something. Yeah.
Honey's quite bad. Honey's quite bad for you.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie.
Natural honey.
Honey
from the bees.
Yeah, you can. That's what I'm saying. It's actually mad. It's actually mad because it's not fair. It's not fair. I'd say it's not fair.
Oh, is it?
It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. I can eat whatever I want. You know what I mean? No, I'm joking. I apologize. Yeah, it's like I said. You can still add the things that you love eating. Right, if you go by the 80-20 rule, you can even go, it doesn't have to be weekly, you can go by that daily, right? 80% of your day, make sure
eat well.
You eat well, but then that extra 20%, enjoy honey on Greek yogurt with some strawberries, that's a great replacement to dairy milk chocolate.
Yeah, and it's high protein as well.
Yeah, and it satisfies your sugar cravings, let's say. Yeah. Because a lot of people, another misconception, by the way, I've just remembered in my head. So, fruits are high in sugars naturally, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of them say the one most common misconception is avoid these fruits because they're high in sugar.
Okay.
However, they don't spike your blood sugar levels. People don't know that.
Fruit doesn't spike your blood sugar levels?
No.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So why are doctors saying not to have fruit?
I don't know if it's doctors mainly, but there's a lot of people with a lot of information out there, A lot of them know what they're saying. Yeah. But then a lot of people learn from others that don't know what they're saying. Right. If that makes sense.
And it creates a misinformation feedback
And you'd argue that I'm probably one of those people because I get information from podcasts and social media. However, I've actually took the time to read books, and buy books and, dietitians, nutritionists and things like that actually have PCOS. Right. And so they struggle with PCOS, right? And they did degrees on, diet and nutrition and things like that. And they've linked those two together and they've written books. So that information alone is way better than anything you get on social media.
So what books have you read then?
So there's one book called PCOS Protocol. Yeah. I'd recommend it. I think it's Tamika Woods. I don't want to get the name wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I bought it on Amazon. I recommend you guys get it because that's how I learned that there's 4 types of PCOS through her. She's also on social media too. And I follow these people on social media because I feel like they are the top G's of.
Well, they're the ones pushing the information out, right? Because mainstream academia isn't really prioritizing.
I think, girls with PCOS, they tend to follow anything related to PCOS, like any page. There's so many influencers all over the world. You get them everywhere, all over the world, right? And they get information off each other. And I don't know, obviously because I don't know them, I don't know how much of them read these books, that dietitians and nutritionists that actually suffer from PCOS because they know what they're talking about, right? So they can hear information from there, and then they come up with their own, conclusion, and they're like, do this, do that. And then there might be a girl that, falls in love with this influencer and says, wow, I love her personality, I love everything, I'm just going to listen to everything she says. It doesn't necessarily mean she's right.
Right.
You know? So a lot of them feel overwhelmed, and, you know, they could literally, their page could be flooded with help for girls with inflammatory PCOS, but I've got insulin resistant PCOS.
Right.
I've got adrenal PCOS. I've got post-pill PCOS.
And have you seen on these social media pages where they distinguish what types of PCOS there are?
I don't actually see a lot of them. I follow a lot of people. There's actually quite a few good ones, I can't lie. And you know, they help me themselves, because obviously I'm new to this, right? I've started this brand to help women, and you know, I'm committed to helping women. You know, I really want to help them, because I've experienced firsthand, you know, loved ones suffering from it. And, you know, I see my loved ones in all the women, you know, because, do you know, if that makes sense, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but yeah, if that makes sense, you know, I see my sister in all these women, because, you know, seeing how she's struggled, you know, I can just imagine exactly what they're going through, because I've seen it in first-hand experience. I've seen her sitting at home, feeling fatigued, got no energy. Like, you can have 10 hours sleep and still feel fatigued.
Yeah.
No energy whatsoever. And it's another thing, energy boost.
Yeah. That's also another thing, sleep. Most of the sleep cycles that people have studied have been mainly tailored to men. So where we've had that recommended 6 to 8 hours sleep on average every night, women actually, especially when they're going through like the pre-period phase, require at least 9 to 10 hours. But again, that's all stuff that women don't know. And I can imagine sleep cycles can also affect PCOS.
Yeah. So obviously with adrenal PCOS, for example, stress hormones, you know, going crazy. Sleep is very important, because you have to try and sleep the same time every night, every day. So like, say, just pick a time, 9 a.m., 9 p.m., 8 p.m., you know, and try and get at least 10 hours, wake up, go to sleep the same night every day, wake up the same morning the next day, you know, try and keep it so you just be consistent.
Regulated,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Because you can sleep late and have 4 hours sleep and like, damn, I need to get up. I've got a busy lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm on the go. I've got meetings here and there. I need to socialize as well. I've got a very, you know, intense life, like high intensity lifestyle. And, you know, that is what affects girls with adrenal PCOS a lot, because it ups their stress and being stressed out is crazy.
Yeah.
It can go into depression. You know, you already know that. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. I actually was listening to a podcast just now on the way here about someone who was talking about the symptoms of stress and how normalized people are to stress, because it's just inherently forced on us like for ages. So like the low moods, fatigue, anger, even like depression, all of these symptoms are actually part of like stress. And I guess it's interesting how all of these kind of syndromes are kind of interlinked. None of them really have a pinpoint, because it's the same thing with IBS, right? And that's, I think, must be another symptom of PCOS.
You know, things like that are actually similar to PCOS, and like celiac disease as well, for example.
Yeah.
Celiac disease, you can have a lot of symptoms of PCOS as well. And that's another thing as well. Girls with celiac disease, and what was it, IBS? IBS, yeah. It's actually in the book that I read, she mentions it, you know. Girls that have these things, you know, they can go to the doctor, and it's a lot easier to diagnose celiac disease and things like that. Let's not get it twisted. But these girls that don't go to doctors, but then they look at these PCOS influencers and think, they just instantly diagnose themselves, and they're like, damn, I've got PCOS.
Yeah.
You've got celiac disease. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And that's another thing about being overwhelmed. You know, you may not even have PCOS.
Yeah.
But
it's like when you have a headache and you Google on like, okay, I have a headache and this is the symptoms, and all of a sudden they tell you got a brain tumor.
You Google and say, I've got this. Oh yeah, you've got cancer.
Yeah.
You know? It's just like,
you know, it's crazy.
It's that mad. It's crazy.
It sends you down a thought loop. So obviously we've spoken about your product. We've spoken about PCOS. I would love to know if you have any success stories or any stories on
of course.
how, like, feedback on what people have taken it. I have my own personal feedback. I still need to carry on taking it. And I am taking it with moringa powder, which is making it a bit hard for me to actually measure like what the supplement is doing. But I did, like I said, notice the difference in terms of like regulation of mood, because moringa powder doesn't do that, and it wasn't doing that before. I was very much doing the heavy lifting. But when I started taking your supplement, I just felt a lot more neutral instead of these over fluctuations of mood and
Do you know one thing as well is that women that are going through menopause, it actually helps them as well. Okay. Because I've had family members that have actually taken it, and
during their menopause.
Yeah, and it's actually helped them. So it's mad. It's crazy.
How does it help them?
Like, I don't know really a lot of the symptoms of menopause because I haven't really studied it, but you know, they feel a certain way, right? And I've just been told that, you know, because I was basically, when I made the powder, right, I was going through a lot of testing. I was getting a lot of people to test it, and like people like yourself that don't actually have PCOS just tried it anyway in general. Yeah. And it just so happened,
I might, you never know.
Yeah, and it just so happened women with menopause tried it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it got through, but maybe some of my testers passed it to their mothers or things like that, you know, and I just got feedback from that too. I didn't even ask for it, but I did. And it turns out, you know, they felt a lot better. Yeah. That's what I heard anyway. Okay. From other testers that I gave it to.
So that'd be a good thing to look into as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm more PCOS focused.
Yeah.
And based, yeah. But you know, that's one thing. I mean, you don't have PCOS yourself, but you're still saying that it makes you feel better, don't it?
Yeah, so I think I'm just more open to any sort of like natural health supplement, and I'd like to test it and figure out whether it actually does make a difference. And most times, like if you're really focused on what the actual effects are, like I didn't realize when I was taking moringa powder, someone who I was seeing at the time used to always comment that I had really nice skin. And I was like really confused. I was like, oh, is it the retinol? Is it the hydro whatever acid? I don't know. Like I didn't know what it was. And then I actually read on the back of the powder that one of the benefits of it is good teeth, good bones, and good skin.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense on the timeline. That makes a lot of sense. I fully get that.
Yeah, it's crazy as well actually, because a lot of girls struggle with acne, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say a lot of guys too, to be fair. And, you know, they go for these expensive creams and expensive stuff and facial care things. And
a lot about your skin is based on your gut. And most times people, even like eczema, psoriasis.
It's what you consume.
It's all your gut.
It's what you consume. So a lot of these ingredients, you don't need to have PCOS. You know, a lot of these just help with that in general anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So natural remedies are the best. Like you can have certain foods that, you know, and they cater to people with certain conditions. However, it doesn't mean it's not unhealthy for you.
Yeah.
It can still help you. Do you know what I mean? So I tend to, so basically people that buy my products, I tend to message them, you know, I give them a bit of advice as well, just so they don't feel overwhelmed and they know what they're doing. So in my packaging, right, not only do I have this, but I've got this. So this 3 flyers. So you need to educate them as well as giving them supplements, because a lot of businesses, they tend to give them supplements and say, try this.
They don't tell you really.
I don't know why I'm trying this. Yeah. I don't know why I'm doing that. You know, and I really want to, like I said, I really want to help and support women, you know, in a comprehensive way with PCOS, right? Mm-hmm. So I want to give them as much information as I can, because they need to adapt to a PCOS friendly lifestyle, right? So solutions to main symptoms, I've got one here, where I show what foods and drinks you can consume for certain symptoms, you know, like acne, bloating, regulate your menstruation, you know, facial hair growth, things like that. And then I've got recommended foods for PCOS and foods to avoid or eat in moderation.
Okay.
So I've got that. It's got a list as well. So from this list of food and drinks, they can come up with their own meals.
Can you give a couple examples?
Yeah, sure. So recommended foods for PCOS. So fruits, apples, citrus fruits, avocados, pears, peaches, berries, bananas. Aim for low-fat dairy, low-fat yogurt, Greek yogurt, you know, low-fat or fat-free cheese, things like that. You know, proteins for vegetarians, you can have beans, you know, green beans, kidney beans, black beans, lima beans, chickpeas, soybeans, black-eyed peas, you know, things like that. So like when they go to Sainsbury's or wherever supermarket they go to, and they want to shop, and it's like, I have PCOS. I've been told, I've seen online that I need to watch what I eat. And there's certain foods that benefit me. And I really want that, you know, rather than just shopping blindly.
You have a guide.
You have a guide.
Oh.
You know? And then foods to avoid or eat in moderation. I'm not saying avoid in general. Remember the 80-20 rule? You know, 20% you can enjoy, right?
Still enjoy your life.
Yeah, as long as you just adapt.
Just don't indulge.
Yeah, so you got sugars and trans fats, cakes, biscuits, hard margarines, takeaways, pastry, pies, fried foods. You know, you got saturated fats like butter, lard, coconut oil, palm oil, fatty cuts of meat, you know, things like that. And then alcohol is already a cause for imbalance.
Yeah.
Okay. So alcohol makes it worse.
And it fucks with your hormones so bad.
It does.
It's so bad.
And so I have put moderation because I know people like to drink 80-20, 80-20. And then salty foods, bread, rolls, you know, ham off the bone, things like that. And you got processed foods like breakfast cereals, you know, savory snacks like crisps, sausage rolls, pies, pastries, microwave meals, ready meals.
A lot of ultra processed things, I'm guessing, can cause a lot of issues.
Processed things are bad for you anyway.
Yeah, they are.
Let's just
but
but
a lot of them cause inflammatory in the body, which is obviously what will make it worse.
Exactly. And spikes your blood sugar.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these ready meals, like, do you know how much sugar they put in ready-made meals?
Yeah, because they have to make it taste nice.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And then the last one is benefits of the all-in-one. Benefits of the all-in-one. So all 16 ingredients, I've listed them.
Okay.
And I've underneath each ingredient, I've listed how it actually helps you. So actually, you know what you're taking, and you know why you're taking it, and you know how it helps you.
That's amazing.
You know, so I've got these 3 things in here. So not only have I come up with this product to help with all 4 types, I've also given them information to help educate them, you know, on so they can adapt and adopt a PCOS friendly lifestyle.
I love that.
And also my socials, I gave a lot of information about PCOS types.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's missing in a lot of, you know, information out there. So on my Instagram especially, I talk about all 4 types, and I mention the symptoms of those types. And if you have 4 or more of these, I list them out, and I say if you have 4 or more of these, you're most likely to have this type. You know, how much better is that than just going to a doctor's blood test? You don't have PCOS, but you do have PCOS.
And what's your Instagram?
Instagram is PCOS Killer.
Just PCOS Killer, yeah?
PCOS.killer.
Got you.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. So I'll talk. So basically, when I get when people buy my product, I politely ask them, you know, if you could try it out for the whole course of the full month, you know, and then give me a review, and very honest review, you know, because not everything's perfect. It might not help certain people. It might help certain people. And I haven't had negative reviews at all.
That's good.
I'm very, it gets me very excited. Like, it gets me quite emotional because a lot of work has gone into this, you know. When I get people give me great information, you know, I love it, because the more girls that talk about the experience of this product, the all-in-one, the more it can help, you know. And I'll tell you actually something that's unique about my product as well, is that this helps with all 4 types. You know, certain symptoms from all 4 types, you know, this has got you, and you got to take it on a daily basis, like 1 teaspoon in liquid of your choice, or you can put it in smoothies, you can put it in meals like porridge, mix it in there, you know. You don't have to have it on its own, because obviously it's quite strong in it, 16 ingredients, random stuff mixed together. Like, who mixes ginger with strawberries, right? So, like, damn.
Surprisingly, it tastes nice.
Does it? Have you tried it?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Yeah, of course. It does taste nice.
Oh, maybe it does taste nice then. It smells like dates as well, apparently. That's what I've been told.
I haven't even smelled it. I should smell it next time.
Do you want to smell it?
No, I'll smell my own next time, don't worry.
Yeah, so you can smell the one that you got at home, actually.
Yeah, I'll smell that one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So without babbling on, I'll talk about Siren, for example. So she bought my product a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And she didn't start taking it straight away, but then she got consistent with it. So after the full course of the month, she wrote, I've been taking PCOS Killer for over a month now, and I am quite impressed. Firstly, I take it every morning with a dissolvable vitamin C Barocca tablet and water. It makes me feel energized for my day. I don't feel sluggish or fatigued. I definitely can see that it's helped a lot with bloating on my belly and face. So I've mentioned in there as well, bloating's a big thing, like moon face. You see girls with like proper puffy faces, and it's crazy, and you think it's a skin condition, but it's not. Where was I? Sorry. Yeah. I also feel that it's helped clear up my skin and I'm noticing less frequent facial hair growth, which has been a massive challenge for me in the past. I've also noticed that I've been having interruption-free sleeps, adrenal PCOS,
Yeah.
which is such a blessing. I highly recommend this product if you're suffering with PCOS because this really does help you manage the symptoms.
To back that up, Siren is my cousin. So I ended up getting your product. I told her to get your product and then ended up getting your product from her as well.
You're amazing.
Yeah. Come on, out here.
Come on.
Promoting.
Come on.
But yeah, I've seen a noticeable difference. She just had her engagement obviously yesterday. I've seen a noticeable difference even in her mood. Her sleep was obviously a big thing for her. She does shift work because she works at Heathrow. And
That's mad.
for her
That's
to
like
get
high intensity.
for her to get good amounts of sleep in the times that she does have is really important. And because she stays around my house a lot, I know her sleep schedule. And since she has been taking PCOS Killer, she's been very, very strict with her routine of sleeping, and she just seems more refreshed, which is good. You can tell when someone's energy when you've been around them.
Did you notice like mood swings from her as well? Or like a lot of stress?
I think stress more than anything. She's also getting married, so that's going to add to the stress.
Might as well get enough on you know? Nah, but yeah, I've been told as well by a lot of customers that, you know, I've taken this, you know, they said it's helped a lot with their mood as well. So, you know, be like, more at peace.
Yeah, I felt that. So obviously, because I was taking the moringa powder since November to now. And that helped a lot with my energy and just overall, like it really clears you out. Your digestion system is great after you take moringa powder. But when I started pairing it with your PCOS Killer, that was the key thing I think that distinguished between moringa and your product was my mood was a lot more regulated.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Look at you getting gas live and direct. He's getting gas.
Come on. So I've got another one, Soren. So Soren's actually my cousin.
Yeah.
So she's been, you know, having loads of symptoms. So again, before I was educated on this, you know, I'd think like a standard person. You think, you know, why is my sister acting like this? You know, why is this happening to her? I don't understand, you know. And the more knowledge I've gotten from, you know, other resources out there like books and, you know, social media and influencers, I actually understand a lot more now. So we
need more brothers like you in the world.
Oh, great. My sister would disagree. No, I'm joking. Yeah. I recommended it to her.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to help her in it. So she was very strict on this as well. Like she was very consistent, you know, because let's just face it. You know when I can't say for myself how it feels to have PCOS because I'm a man, first of all, and I don't know what it feels like, and I'm sure it's very bad. But, you know, when you get to a stage where you've had it for so long and it's just messing you up and you'll do anything, right?
Yeah.
You'll do anything
just to feel better. Yeah.
So I think that's another reason why she was very consistent and why most of my customers have been consistent because they're just like, damn, man, I just want to get rid of this. I just want to live my life, man.
Yeah.
Like, I find it hard to socialize because, one, I'm very fatigued. I have no energy. Two, I have to get rid of my facial hair, pluck them all out, shave before I get out. You know, I need to...
It can cause a lot of insecurity as well.
I need to have hair extensions on before I go out because my hair's falling out of my head, you know. How this bloating makes me look so weird. I don't want to be in front of other people. Like, do you know how a lot of girls are insecure, like they need to wear makeup regardless of going out. And then you get some confident girls that are like, I don't need makeup. You know, with PCOS, it's like, I don't have that problem. I just have 10 other problems on top of that, as well as that.
Yeah.
You know? So, so Soren, she said, I would highly recommend this product. If you are suffering with PCOS and want to control your symptoms, it's not only improved my skin from acne, but also helped with PCOS moon face. After eating, I noticed I experienced abdominal bloating. However, there was a significant difference after taking this powder with oat milk. After suffering years of irregular periods, I never had a monthly consistent cycle. After taking this for a month, I've noticed some improvements. Therefore, I would say it's definitely worth a try. It's now something I've incorporated in my daily morning routine, and I would never look back. Thank you, PCOS Killer.
Oh, that's really positive.
And then another one, Simran. So she wrote, since taking this powder, I've noticed a huge difference in my energy levels, which is hard to get from one supplement treating symptoms of PCOS. Like I said, other businesses give you a supplement and say, try this, you got PCOS, but they don't specify what type it is. so it might not help you anyway. It really helped with my digestion. That's another thing, actually, digestive problems, because you really, like, a lot of girls with PCOS tend to have a bad gut. So she goes, it really helped with my digestion, and as a result, my face and tummy bloating. I noticed my existing hormonal acne heal much faster than usual, and when I take this regularly, I barely get any more on my face. I highly recommend.
That's really positive feedback.
Got another one. Almond. This product, so let's just put it online. Almond is a sweet tooth, right? She loves her sugar. She likes sweet stuff. And I don't blame her. Like, a lot of people, I like sugar.
Yeah.
I don't even have PCOS and love sugar, but sugar cravings is a symptom.
Okay. Like intense sugar cravings.
Yeah, you just need, it's like you eat a meal and you're like, I need sugar.
Right.
I need another sugar snack. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe I have PCOS.
So she wrote, this product has done wonders to help with my energy on the days when I wake up very low or experience a midday slump. I found that when blended with milk, water, and some ice, it is extremely refreshing to drink in the morning to start your day off right. A dash of something sweet like honey or your preferred sweetener will make it taste better. It isn't a supplement to be taken alone, however, accompanied with exercising 4 times a week, a balanced diet, and at least 2 liters of water a day. She's probably got a bit of knowledge, I can't lie, because that's quite good.
Yeah.
It provides that needed boost if taken in the morning or even when taken during the day. I've also taken this shake before bed, and I've found that it helps with a calmer and easier sleep. Try it out, ladies, and track your progress. Siren said the same thing, right?
With sleep,
Interrupted sleep, do you know what I mean? So, you know, maybe Almond has insulin-resistant PCOS mixed with adrenaline. That's another thing as well, actually, because you can't only say that you have one type, right?
Right.
You can have a combo of 2. So the information that I give on my socials, when I, talk about certain types, you can have symptoms from one type and have a bunch of symptoms from another type. So like insulin-resistant PCOS can be crossed with adrenal, for example. You can still have stress and still have insulin, high level of insulin.
Right.
And then insulin-resistant can also be linked with inflammatory because, insulin-resistant PCOS untreated for ages can cause inflammatory anyway. So you can have a combo of both of that.
Jeez.
It's madness, yeah.
Jesus.
And again, you can imagine all this information out there feeling overwhelmed because you're like, first of all, I don't know what type I have or
feeling
types.
Slightly overwhelmed, like not listening to the information you're giving me, but listening to I think I get overwhelmed with the idea of how many people out there just don't have access to this info and they don't know where to start.
Yeah, that's the main goal. Building this brand, right? I want to build a community. I want to build a community of all these girls come together. I want them to help each other because they say with mental health, talking helps, right? So people that can relate to each other, hear each other's stories, they will literally feel a lot better naturally. It's like taking a load off of someone else. Like, oh, I'm not the only one that feels this way. This person's going through exactly the same thing. Hey, try this. I've tried this. This has helped me. Oh crap, I've tried it now. This helps me too. I'm going to pass information on. This brand is not only promoting a brand for business. I want to build a community.
Yeah.
I want a massive community of girls that follow PCOS Killer, not only for my products, but for information. I want them to be educated.
But I think it's also a good resource for men as well. If they have like wives or they have daughters who have PCOS.
100%. The thing is as well, like men that, have partners and they're both struggling to, have a kid, for example, they're trying. And, they know their missus has PCOS. And it's like, I need to find fertility treatment's very expensive, by the way. Let's just not get it twisted.
It's a good money maker.
Very, very. And your partner could be overweight.
Yeah.
And the doctors could turn you down and say, lose weight, come back. But I can't eat less and move more and simply lose weight. It's impossible. PCOS Killer. Education on top of that, plus supplements that will help with all 4 types. And I'll even help girls for free. If you follow my page and follow my socials and DM me and tell me the symptoms you're having, I will try and help you find out what type or types of PCOS you have. And I'll give you a bunch of information and things you can do from what I've learned from dietitian nutritionists through books that actually suffer from PCOS. And they have their own clients, PCOS clients that they help. I've read their books. So I can pass on their information to you for free and help you out, rather than just promoting my product and saying this helps with all 4 types. Because this alone, is not going to help you overall. It helps a lot. However, if you don't adapt to that PCOS friendly lifestyle and you just take this and then drink alcohol every day, it is not going to help.
Yeah.
You know, you need to go by the 80-20 rule. You need to have 80% of your week focus, or 8% of your day focus on PCOS, and that 20% enjoy. I would recommend don't do it daily, do it weekly. So like from Monday to Friday, for example, let's say you go ham on PCOS friendly lifestyle, and then Saturday, Sunday enjoy. And it's almost like a reboot on a Monday. People tend to think that, innit? Monday's a fresh start. I'm gonna hit the gym on Monday.
After the weekend of carnage.
It's Thursday, but I can't be asked to go gym all the way till Monday. Do you know what I mean? So I would recommend that. But yeah, I'd say Monday to Friday. And the PCOS friendly lifestyle doesn't need to be like a restriction of everything, you know. You need to have replacements.
And everything in moderation.
Yeah, you got to have replacements, you know. Like I said earlier, replace your chocolate with Greek yogurt, strawberries and honey, mix it together. You know, it satisfies your sugar cravings, it keeps you full, and it doesn't affect your body compared to chocolate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you can have a enjoyable PCOS friendly lifestyle. You know, why not? And then you can enjoy that Monday to Friday, and then enjoy Saturday, Sunday even more, because you love that even more, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you restrict yourself. A lot of people.
But I think also when you start changing your diets from Monday to Friday and you naturally start feeling better, even your carnage or cheat days that you look forward to on Saturday and Sunday look different.
Yeah, you tend to restrict it, don't you?
Yeah, because you're like, when I ate that burger, I actually felt really shit afterwards. I don't want to do that. Maybe I'm just going to go for something a little less indulgent, but still quite satisfying. It kind of changes your body chemistry a little bit to adapt to it.
100%.
So we're going to wrap this up because we're coming close to time. I wanted to ask, what advice would you give to women who have just been diagnosed with PCOS?
Right, okay. So women with PCOS, last thing I'd say now, so they tend to have, a majority of them tend to have high androgen levels, right? So what I'd do first and foremost, without overwhelming yourself, find a way to lower down your androgen levels, in doing that, you can balance your hormones, right? So what I'd recommend is 2 cups of spearmint tea a day. Okay, because spearmint tea helps you lower testosterone.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and then high protein breakfast in the morning. I'd say between 30 to 40 grams. If you struggle, like a lot of girls with PCOS, right, their diet is, they barely feel hungry in the morning, so their diet is probably a coffee or something in the morning. Which is quite inflammatory. Caffeine's quite bad for you. Yeah. So I'd recommend a high protein breakfast in the morning. Cut out the carbs just for breakfast. You can still have carbs later on in the day, but high protein breakfast, 2 cups of spearmint tea, and also take a androgen supplement to lower down your androgen levels. Okay. Do that alone, and it will make a massive difference to start off with. So that's what I'd recommend. And then also, if you've been diagnosed with PCOS, I suggest you follow me or that book that I mentioned, buy that book online and find out what type you have. Yeah. Because you can only find the root cause through a type, if that makes sense. Yeah. You can only find the root cause when you know what type you have or what types you know what you're distinguishing. Because you can be diagnosed with PCOS and then be overwhelmed with everything and then just say, damn, I don't know what the root cause is. This is not helping me. That's not helping me. That's not helping me. So what I'd say is educate yourself through the right influences and the book that I mentioned. I'm not saying that I'm better than everyone else. What I'm saying is I offer information that is not out there. Right. As much. Right. There are people out there that I do mention what I mentioned, but not as much, which is why a lot of girls are overwhelmed and confused. Yeah. So I'd say, educate yourself. Follow me and I'll help you out for free. And just remind everyone what your Instagram is. PCOS.killer. Let me just look at it because I'm bare paro like that. I think it is PCOS.killer. I'm so paro like that. Like if I give the wrong information, it's PCOS.killer, all in lowercase. Yeah. I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters on Instagram. Yeah, so those three things that I mentioned to lower your androgen levels, do that. Then educate yourself. Follow the right people. Follow me. I mentioned that book. Buy that book. Find out what type of PCOS you have and find the root cause. doing those things, you can adapt to a PCOS friendly lifestyle from there, because you know what the root cause is. So you can adapt. Not everyone's lifestyle will be the same. PCOS friendly lifestyle will be the same, because they will cater to certain types, but you might have a different type. So I'd say do that as well. And also, PCOS Killer has got you. We support you. I support you because I'm on my own at the moment, but I'll have a team eventually. I'm here to support you for free. So if you ever want to DM me on my Instagram or anything, free information, I'm not bothered about money. Honestly, I really want to help. And this is a force to be reckoned with, I must say.
Yeah.
It is a force to be reckoned with. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Randy, for coming on the show today. I actually feel like I've learned so much, and my mind has been blown a couple times from what you've said. So I really appreciate you telling everyone your experience and about your business.
Like
and
I
what
said,
you do.
I know there's a couple of sides to me that people have seen on the podcast, but
This is so
the
serious.
funny side, the serious side,
This is
but
businessman side.
Yeah, I've always had a background in business, so I am a professional in terms of, you know, I am immature yet mature. I'm very mature when I should be. Let's just say that.
Balance, moderation in each.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta have a bit of fun in your life, right?
100%.
I've got a funny side to myself, but this is all serious and professional, and I genuinely am here to help girls and support girls. So,
well, thank you, Randy, for coming on to the show today, and thank you to the viewers for watching it. I hope you found this very educational, and we'll leave some of the links for your socials, my socials, the Just Juice socials. Share, like, comment, give us your feedback, let us know how you found this episode, and thank you very much for watching.